Alright fam, brace yourselves. This is some top level meme work right here. This is the creme de la creme of crap that you see on Steam. So let me explain to you the most amazing and hilarious thing I've seen on Steam in a good long time here. So basically, Mellow Online, who runs Sentinels of the Store, sent me a link to some of the tweets he recently put out because he knew I'd find this hilarious, and I really do. There's this developer on Steam called ES Games, and they're doing something that I have to admit is completely genius and I think is amazing to a certain extent. It's stupid, but it's pretty amazing. What they're doing is they are releasing a single game for free on Steam, and then they're gonna add in different games as DLC as the game progresses. So that way they circumvent the Steam Direct fee of $100 per game you release on Steam, because you don't have to pay money to release DLCs. And that's brilliant. I mean, it's not a good thing to do, and you shouldn't be doing it, but it's still hilarious and brilliant because I never would have ever considered this to be a thing. And it's brilliant because, like I said, they're circumventing that $100 Steam fee for every game that you release through the new Steam Direct system. I guess it's not really new now, but it's what we're dealing with. And now, you have an established player base that'll come back and play your next game and get the new achievements that you're releasing every time you release that DLC for those games. So you've got a player base that's coming back to your $100 investment rather than the $500 you might end up spending to release all your crappy games. Now on the Steam page it says there will be new achievements coming out for it, so my assumption is that there's going to be a lot of achievements and it's going to entice people to come back so they can get more achievements on their profile, because we know that after trading cards were kind of cracked down on last year, Steam achievements are the new thing that these developers are using to get people to buy their cruddy games. And I have to say, these games do look pretty cruddy. Now, they don't necessarily look like asset flips, but I have no basis or proof either way. They just look like less than fun Steam games. They're all very simple, and there's quite a lot of them, and I was also sent a couple links by Mellow to their itch.io page that has all these games already on it and available as separate games, and I saw some of the stuff they had made, and it looks like, you know, they haven't got a whole lot of stuff to work with in regards to game development experience or talent. So as to whether or not these games are completely made by them or what the deal is, I don't know. They kind of just look like the regular stuff that I cover that maybe isn't the best in quality or polish and that kind of thing. But hey, they found a way to release all these games and not have to pay extra for them, and I gotta give them points for ingenuity. That's really good thinking. However, it is gonna cause more than a few problems, I think, because if this is successful, then we're gonna be seeing a lot more developers like Dexion, maybe Ghost Russia, or other asset flippers trying to do the same model, and it puts something else in my head that I find very concerning. Now, I don't know that ES Games is doing this, and I don't actually think they are, but it put the idea in my head that if other developers follow suit, they might take it a bit further, and they might do something like, maybe they'll offer other crappy developers $50 to get their game on as a DLC for a game that's already on Steam, instead of the $100 they'd be paying to release it as its own product. So I wouldn't put it past these developers to try that out, and that was the first thing that popped into my head as something that could potentially be a really bad scheme that could pop up because of this. We also need to think about things like, what is the difference between these guys adding in different games as DLC to a game that's already on Steam, to say a party game that adds in more modes to it, different types of games in it. Is there a big difference? I'm not entirely sure, but from what I can see in the evidence presented here, it does look like they are basically using this as a way to get more of their games on Steam without having to go through and pay that extra cost for Steam Direct. And it really doesn't help that this is a completely new thing, and we don't really know what Steam qualifies as DLC and what it considers to be a brand new game and a brand new experience, and what could be taking advantage of the DLC system in regards to how you get stuff on Steam and what they consider to be DLC. Again, it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's really shady, but I mean, I gotta give them a little bit of props for it because I never in a million years considered this. So yeah, that's a thing. I didn't expect to be talking about this today. I don't think anyone else did either, because who would have thought about that? That's really weird. I'm gonna go and do other things now, and maybe when this game comes out, I'll play it and try some of the other games and see what it's about, because I'm very intrigued, and I can't wait to see if Steam allows this and lets it back onto the store and lets it get a full release, because, oh Nelly, this is gonna get into a weird gray area, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Goodbye! I've got other things to do with my day now.